Hello and welcome. And today I'm going to do a bit of a talk video, and I don't normally do this on my channel that much. Only when, the air needs to be cleared or when I need to kind of like state some announcements or something like this. And sometimes, when I'm just like chilling with you, talking about a subject or like I did with the vampire. So anyway, this is actually quite a significant subject, as are all of them normally whenever I talk about something. Now, I started off talking about this in one of my project videos, the part 2 of the autofire video. And that it was kind of like, while soldering, I just felt like saying it from the inside. I just needed a release. For those of you who didn't see that, you can check it in the link description below. It's somewhere around the middle I started talking about it. And yeah, the project video too, if you want to watch that. Also, I decided it's a big subject. I want to clear a few things that I said in that video, but also it's a big subject, so I want to do a dedicated video properly about it. So today what I'm going to talk about is not just women in the community, but also my experience of being in the community. I've been on YouTube for like 3 years now, in not just one community, not just the Amiga community or not just the retro computing community. I've also been a part of, the vintage audio. That's actually how I started, and the electronics community, as well as touching on the music. So I've been, I've had a flavor of quite a few places. And of course, if you've been a long-term subscriber of mine, you will know that my interests range from Amiga, electronics, vintage audio, so forth. Retro computing and all that. There's a lot. I've got a wide range of interests. Now, judging by the comments and the response to the talk which I did in the other video, it seems a few people have either misinterpreted or interpreted slightly differently, or voiced out that it could be interpreted differently. One of the things which I said in the video was that I'm against hardcore feminism. Now, yeah, I can see how that can be misinterpreted. Feminism, by definition, in my personal view, means the equality of women and men. So each of them are equally respected. That I'm all for. What I meant by hardcore feminism is you get these misandrists. Misandry means the hatred of men, the same way as misogyny means the hatred of women. Now you get misandrists calling themselves feminists, but they're hating on men. They're trying to be superior to men. And that I don't agree with, and I wouldn't call that a feminist. And I'm trying to avoid using the term feminazi, because the term feminazi is being thrown around by misogynists to describe any woman that is sticking up for herself. And I've noticed that. So I don't like the term feminazi, and I'm not going to use it. Now, another thing which people seemed to assume in that video, that I was talking about trolls. Everyone was just like, ignore the trolls. I'm not talking about trolls. Forget the darn trolls. I see trolls as insignificant cockroaches. Normally I see human beings as my equal, but these people have proven to be that way. They don't know, they're not self-aware beings, trolls. They just say things just to provoke. And it's a very sad life, so I'm not even gonna bother. They don't concern me. I know you don't see any trolls on my channel because I just delete and block. Now, those of you who watched the video, and also those of you who are my friends, will know that I've been struggling immensely this past year. Not just to 2018. I'm talking about the period of this past year, and a touch before that, but it wasn't so bad. This year I have literally been targeted. There is a collective effort going on by certain individuals to get me off the scene. And I think I need to voice it, because the underhanded bullying that's been going on is getting to a ridiculous level that it's starting to affect my health. Now, those of you who, preach that you should be peaceful about this, I think I've been peaceful long enough. I've been, ignoring it. I've been trying to reason with these people in the beginning. Try to reason with these people, be nice to them, kind to them, so forth. the peaceful approach just made it worse. Your peace, your kindness is seen as a weakness. And I do not intend to continue losing my dignity. I'm not talking about trolls, I'm not talking about, subscribers or anything like this, or commenters. I'm talking about significant big YouTubers and significant people of the community and their little extensions. Efforts have been made, I've had my music plagiarized. I've had one of my tracks ripped off. I don't care what people say. It's been proven. A photograph of mine was used without my consent and without any credit to me. And also, the more underhanded and the more insidious of these is the mimicking of my content and creativity and my actions. This is a very typical narcissistic tendency. Now, yeah, sure, I almost got into psychology myself. I almost, took it up as a major and studied it before I, did against it. I've studied quite a bit of it, actually, before I decided to kind of go into creativity instead, because that's just where I shine. So I'm a bit more clued up about this sort of thing, and I've had to deal with a lot of narcissists throughout my life. I'm not talking about just like, everyday egotistical people. I'm talking about people with actual narcissistic personality disorder, or at least people who show traits of that. So one of the traits of NPD is actually mimicking. Mimicking somebody else is mimicking somebody else's content or creativity or anything like this. Now this is actually identity theft in the most subtle ways. Now I will elaborate a little bit more about these situations in the video clip I'm about to show you. And the clip is basically another, while I was doing a project, I decided to let out some of what's going on. And, my message to the people, to the abusers who are trying their best to kind of out me. And actually, they've done me quite a favor. And of course, I'm not gonna, there's a lot which I'm still keeping to myself. Now, earlier on, I was talking about having a rough time in the community and the underhanded bullying and toxicity. Well, one of the many ways that this is happening is the mimicking of my style and content. Again, by a big YouTuber. So yeah, it's not going to be so hard to notice. Except with a little bit of extra added Google knowledge. Technical fluff to kind of, won over me. This will push me away, or push the smaller to the side. Now this underhanded technique to dilute one's unique spark has actually been used before on people to kind of like shove them aside in the viewer's eyes. Now, certain things in the clip which I didn't fully cover and which I would like to cover. What this person is doing is mimicking my style and my content and my creativity. So whatever I'm doing, he's doing. If I'm doing a video about amigas, he will start doing a video about amigas in the same style, the same way of speaking, the same, even to the image style being the same. And he will put that out around the same time which I am putting. Therefore, his audience is bigger. He's a bigger YouTuber than I am. He will put that out, and the psychology behind that is to lower one's self-worth. That is a tactic to actually make one feel helpless and powerless, because this person is a much bigger YouTuber than I am, and he's got a much wider audience. Now, if he mimics my work and my style and everything, my work is no longer unique. So what happens is, the audience start thinking that he is the creator of that work, not me. And that is a very weak technique to use. And it's flattering. I have to say it's flattering, because I'm just like someone that big feeling the need to kind of, feeling the need to plagiarize of me. It's like, wow, okay. Well, thank you, I'm flattered, but you're still an asshole. Now, after that, if I start doing a video about joysticks, he will start doing a video about joysticks. I created a Facebook page, he instantly created a Facebook page. I went on Discord, he instantly went on Discord. So he's trying to shadow me. Whatever I'm doing, he does it. He's got a bigger audience, basically walking in front of me and saying to everyone, look at me, it's me who does this, not her. So basically, it's like covering me up, saying, no, I did this idea. No, she's not doing it, I'm doing it. Just putting the cover over me, you know, every time. And it's a psychological tactic, it's a narcissistic trait, because they're trying to steal who you are, because they don't have a sense of who they are. They're hollow people inside, because normal people don't do this. Only somebody who is mentally deranged does that. Somebody who's not right inside. Somebody who has zero empathy. Who has, you know, no sense of respect for everybody else. Who's got a sense of, you know, grandiosity about themselves. You know, that. And it's an actual condition. It's actual medical condition. It's called, I know the word narcissist has been thrown around, but narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is an actual disorder. And these are the traits of someone with NPD. And there is no curing them, simply because they just will not admit they have a problem. They're too grand. They're too special. They're entitled. They're perfect. There is no telling these people. There's no... If you try and confront them, they will completely outright deny it, or get passive-aggressive, or even attack you. And the best thing to do is not even to fear them. Because they're nothing inside, which is why they're doing what they're doing. One of the reasons that I'm doing it is because part of me wants to thank this person, or these people, actually there's more than one. Now this mimicking and insidiously stealing one's content like this, and one's style like this. Inspiration is one thing, but outright mimicking is another thing. No, we're all inspired by each other. That's a normal thing to do. It literally is just a normal thing to do. But mimicking everything insidiously and claiming it as one's own, that's plagiarism. And yeah, this person clearly prides themselves in doing that because they want to make me feel threatened. Also, it's important because it can happen to as I said, it can happen to anybody. It's happened to people. I've seen it happening to people myself. Smaller YouTubers being bullied by bigger YouTubers. Smaller YouTubers being trodden on by bigger YouTubers. You know, I don't care how big of a freaking YouTuber somebody is, or how small of a YouTuber is. If they're not good people, I'm not gonna respect them. I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Humanity comes first to me. And that's how I gauge people. I don't care about subscriber numbers. Big, small, whatever. What I do respect, actually, is if somebody is a big YouTuber, they've got like a huge subscriber number, yet they're humble. And I know a couple, you know, I respect that a lot. And they're real. And they're genuine. Not many of those kind of people around, let me tell you. Now, in this situation, I am specifically being targeted because I'm seen as an easy target for being a woman. And this has been made clear to me by this person. Loud and clear in his passive aggression. You know, you cannot get any clearer than actively singling out and planting seeds in people's minds, because that's what exactly this person has been doing. And I'm probably the only one at one point who saw it, and that's another reason why I'm being targeted. Now, one thing which I must cover, which is quite important, that the narcissist does, one of the tendencies of somebody with NPD, is gaslighting. Now, gaslighting is a way to kind of skewer somebody's sense of reality. You know, like convince them that their sense of judgment is impaired. One actual good example, actually this is a very good example of gaslighting, was when I confronted this person with you know, my song, when he ripped off my song, all his concern was me lifting that claim. And I knew there and then, he just didn't listen to. I was just like, okay, you relax, because I'm trying to kind of like work through this. Once I'm convinced that you didn't steal my track, then I will remove the claim. Fair enough, you know. And he's like, I can prove it. So I was like, okay, good, fine, prove it then. You know, this makes my life even easier. So come on, prove it, and I will lift the claim. He said I've got legal documents to prove it. So what he did was, the first thing he did was it was a screenshot of a Microsoft Word document that just had like name of his song and the year on it. It's like, it's a legal document? Please. Now, at this point, I stopped trusting him. Completely. Even if it was like a tiny bit of maybe it's a coincidence. That went out the window. I was just like, no. Being very formal with him. You know, sorry, I cannot accept this as, you know, as legal proof. It's just a Word document that's been... Give me some credit. Clearly, they think I'm that stupid and that inferior. You know, it's like to the point of delusion. I cracked up laughing when I saw it. I was like, what the hell is this shit? So, then after that, the example of gaslighting, that's not gaslighting. That's just stupidity. After that, well, he started getting aggressive. That's their first tactic. To get you in a state of submission, is they get aggressive. He started, you know, saying, oh, it's clear that you're very sensitive. It's clear that you're quite sensitive and stuff. And I was like, look, I'm not going to just give you a free ticket. I'm going to investigate this one and make sure you're not stealing from me. You know, because I've had someone attempt to do this before. So I need to look after myself. It's my right. Then he just replied to me saying, you know, oh, well, I don't blame them. Whoever has done this to you, look at yourself. You should look in the mirror and see how you are like. You're so unreasonable. You're so this. You're so... That's gaslighting. That's making you question your own judgment and your own integrity. That's serious toxicity. And that's a way of manipulation. Once they've got you questioning yourself, questioning your own integrity, what they will start trying to do is then recreating your reality around you. So then you will end up being submissive to them. And this can happen to anybody, any human being, because they know the psychological triggers to push through. I've been through it myself in the past. In the past, that is, not now. I've been through it myself in the past. Many strong people have been through it in the past. Actually, the people who've been through it are freaking probably stronger and come out of it at the other end. Because they know what's going on. Because they've been through it. So, it is toxic. It can happen to anybody. And if it's happened to you, there's no shame. In the sense of, there's no your shame. It's not your fault. It's the abuser who should be freaking feeling shame, because there's no humanity in this situation. There is no humanity. So yeah, whoever is sticking up for a narcissist, I think you'd better think twice, because they're not the winner in this situation. Just because they're flashing around the grandiose image of their life, whether it be their power or their wealth or whatever, you know, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, it can be anything, or their power of being, you know, a political leader or whatever. It's very typical within political leaders, by the way, narcissism. So, you know, you may think they're the winner because they will condition you into thinking that. That's the reality they have, and they want to suck you into their reality. So that in their reality, you are less than them. You are submissive to them. And they will try to pull you out of your reality, gaslight you, pull you out of your reality, and place you in theirs, and have their hand on top of yours, controlling you, you know, puppets. So yeah, now that you kind of get the gist of what gaslighting is, and I would highly recommend you researching these things yourself, because there's a lot to be researched, you know, about this. So, and it's serious. You know, I need to raise awareness, not just for myself, but for other people in the community too. At the end of the day, because these people are a cancer of the community. It's, you know, somebody who is a troll, somebody who is outwardly an asshole. You know, that's easy to deal with, very easy to deal with. The hardest people to deal with, the toughest people to deal with, are the ones that are soft-spoken and nice to you, but inside they are stabbing you with a knife. Those are the people you have to look out for. Because trust me, there's quite a few in the community which I've been the receiving end of. Now, why aren't there enough women and girls in the retro community? This is quite a significant thing I've learned. Is how a woman is accepted in the retro community is, you know, there's been one or two videos around talking about why, you know, women are not into gaming and all that stuff and so forth. So I thought, you know, I will make my own video about this huge issue that's been freaking going on. I'm compressing, you know, summarizing a year's worth of crap in one, as short as I can be, video. Now at the start, around the start, like a few months ago, I started feeling the need to reach out to somebody. I was looking for people to reach out to, actually, outside the retro community, just for like advice on how to go about being in the retro community as a woman. I couldn't find somebody who has, you know, dealt with in an all male environment, and how to survive as a woman in an all male environment. Because, you know, if I felt the need to do that, then something is not right. So yeah, you have to actually either flaunt yourself, or you have to be, you know, subservient to another man. Whether it's, you know, a mentor, a friend, or a husband, or whatever, so that the community knows that your knowledge is not your own, it's secondary, it's a man has taught you this, therefore, so forth, and, you know. And I'm none of those things, and I don't ever intend to be. I've had people try to like force their wing over me and hold me like in a freaking headlock almost. But I've rejected it because, you know, I'm my own person. I have my passions. I'm here to share my interests. I'm not here to find myself in some man. I'm here to share my knowledge with people and, you know, be inspired from them and inspire them myself. And whoever can handle it can go and take a hike. You know, I couldn't care. Now, from another person in the community, my photography was used, stolen, without my consent, without any credit given to me for the photograph, just taken and used. Now, this is a blatant technique to cross one's boundary. It's a bullying technique. It's to make somebody feel helpless. I can steal all your things. Get the hell out of the community. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get the hell out of the community because you don't own the community. You do not own my passion for the Amiga. I am obviously an easy target in the community. These people see me as the weak little woman who I can just push around and kick to the floor. Well, you know something? You've just strengthened me. That's the thing. You know who you are, and you know that your inside is weak and hollow and you have no substance, which is why you're pushing me around. It's cheap. Now, this solid realization, this mimicking of my content and this pushing me around underhandedly with smiles on your face, this toxicity, it's all made me realize that I'm by default the black sheep of the community. And you know something? That hasn't got me down. No, it hasn't. Actually, it's made me happy. Do you know why? Because I feel liberated. I feel liberated simply because I don't have to care anymore. I don't have to care what people think about me. So I can say and do what the hell I want. I don't need to worry about stepping on anybody's toes. And I actually thank you. I thank you for this favor because I feel I can make content. Those who are true to me, those who love me, those of you who are true men, not the boys, the true men of the community who support me wholeheartedly. None of this, you know, I can tell a fake surface smile. I can tell when someone's being fake. I know I kind of overlook it and I may kind of like be polite to you, but I've noticed I'm not stupid. And yes, that's how I pronounce stupid. I don't care if it pisses you off. No, I don't need to seek anybody's approval. Any figure in the community who is trying his best to play gatekeeper with me. I don't answer to anybody. Nobody owns my passion of the Amiga, or my passion of retro computing, or my passion of vintage audio. No one owns that. You don't own that, and you don't own YouTube. You don't own the retro community. Each person owns their passion. And I'm sorry if you're trying to monopolize on people's space and people's creativity, but you're weak. The fact that you have to do that. Now, to those of you who are genuinely supportive of me, I have to say a big thank you, simply because, you know, you could have just followed this freaking group of narcissistic sheep and you know, joined in with the toxicity and underhanded freaking bullying of me and all this outing of me from the community, but you didn't. And that is what I respect. That is what I respect. I don't care if somebody is a celebrity. I do not care. This is how I am. This is my personality. I don't care if someone's a freaking celebrity. I don't care if someone's the first person on YouTube to do Amiga. I don't care. This is not a respectable thing to me. Anybody can be the first person to do anything. It's a chance. It's by chance. You've just liberated me. I no longer care. I'm gonna do my videos full force. I'm already the black sheep. Anybody who is underhandedly doing crap to me, I will voice it out now. I don't fear. Why should I fear you? I'm my own person. I'm my own woman. And you will realize just how stubborn and just how strong a woman can be. Because genuinely, I have done literally nothing but be nice to everybody from the beginning. Literally nothing I've done to anyone. No harm. I've gone and been friendly with everybody, nice to everyone. I met everyone at the expo, was nice to them. Both of the expos. You can never say that I wasn't nice. No one can say that. No one can ever say that I was not supportive. And that is clearly being translated as weakness. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you for showing me who you are. Thank you for making me smarter now and more aware of you. Thank you so much. And thank you for revealing other people in the community. Because I know where people's loyalty stands now. So to answer the question, which I believe sometimes is asked ironically, now I know the answer to. Why aren't there enough women? Why aren't there women in the retro community, in the computing community, into the vintage audio community? Well, unless we conform and we conform to your egos, unless we become subservient to you and you know, show off our body or whatever, please you, be your eye candy. Well, we're not going to be accepted. We're not going to be accepted if we have our own mind. Even though I've been nice to people, I've had to fight. I've had to endure narcissistic abuse. I've been pushed out. Efforts have been made to single me out. So yeah, it's any fucking wonder there's not enough women in the retro community. Because we have to endure this. We have to go through an obstacle course. You don't make it easy. And to deal with this constant scrutiny, constant testing of me and my knowledge, this constant competitive, my dick is bigger than your dick freaking attitude. Well, I've got news for you. I have no dick. Top that. I'm not fucking interested in competing with you. Yeah, I'm gonna say it all. I don't care anymore. The community is fucked up. A word to the people who was mimicking me. Again, thank you, and screw your fake professionalism. I pity you because you have to be this freaking fake person and copy everybody else, and I can just be myself and relax. And thank you so much. You liberated me. Oh, and one more thing. To the person who, of the community, no, not a random troll, to the person who emailed me all these long freaking emails, abusive emails, yelling at me and gaslighting me for standing up for myself. Standing up for myself was somebody who plagiarized my work. I'm sorry, but I have every right to stand up for myself. I don't fear you, and I will never be intimidated by you. Now, unfortunately, I've had to bring these issues up. Normally, my channel, as I said even the last time, my channel is a positive place, and I don't bring this this kind of thing happening, this negativity. But you can see, you know, there's a lot of things which I have not mentioned that have happened. The abusive emails, the abusive communication, the toxic communication. I've all kind of like put that aside, and because I've ignored it, it continued and it got worse. Because they thought that I'm not going to say anything. They thought that I'm weak. I'm just a little doormat that they can stamp on. There's a collective effort by all of them being made to push me off the scene and to make me stop making videos. And that's when I hit rock bottom earlier this year. When I hit rock bottom and I was thinking to myself, I need to kind of like, you know, it's not worth it. I need to kind of like stop. You know, that is the point when I realized, no, actually, this is what they want. Why should I stop? So it was either stopping or voicing my concerns in the community like I am doing now. All I have been is nice to people. All I have been is, you know, very community based. I've supported people, and in a lot of the, in some of the ways, the very people who I've supported, have turned around and backstabbed me. So yeah, as a content creator, I don't owe anybody anything. I'm making content, I'm working hard, and I'm making content, and I'm fulfilling my passion. And I have every right to do this. No other content creator owns this platform, or owns this Amiga of mine, or owns the love and passion I have for my interests. Black sheep, yeah? We got nothing to lose. You put me in this position. It's your fault. So blame yourself. Because when I was supporting your channel, when you were smaller than me, I was supporting your channel. I was spreading your link to everybody, saying what a great guy, what a great channel. And then you grew big, and you trying to kick me down now. Right, just before I go, while we're talking about all this thing, you know, I mean, it's a video to clear the air and kind of just make things aware. I'm about to hit 10k subs. Yay, you know. And it's like, not necessarily the same people, but a few people around have been a bit passive aggressive with me toward, no, kind of like, yay, bitch, kind of thing going on, you know. It's sort of trying to make me feel that I don't deserve it. 10k subs in 3 years. I don't think that's as fast a growth as 15k subs in one night. And that has happened. So yeah, I don't know why I'm the focus of this, and these people know who that person is. The same freaking person I've been talking about all this entire video, or the same one of the people I've been talking about. Anyway, so I don't know why I'm on the focus on with regards to this 10k subs thing. And not only that, I worked for where I am today. I got 10k subs, of course. I mean, that's not my sole aim. I just get involved in projects. I like doing what I do in the community. The first thing I got involved with was Amibian, that Raspberry Pi OS. I mean, I became part of that team, and I started doing videos for them back then. I started becoming a part of projects. I started doing for the Amiga community. I made tutorials on, you know, how to set up your Amiga flash card, compact flash card or SD card or whatever, install OSs, things like this. You know, all the things that people were asking, all the issues. I just made videos on them. I got involved with groups and different projects here and there. You know, I met people did that. I did a lot of work on it. I made a lot of videos and a lot of content. I haven't had anybody help me in subs. It's not been luck. If anything, I got the short straw. Because as I said in that clip, I'm kind of like the black sheep of the community. People try to hide my videos. This mimicking and shadowing of me. That's the short straw I have. And the disadvantage I have. Over, you know, the rest. So, I think I deserve this 10k. And sure, it may have been quick, but not that quick compared to a lot of people. And yeah, as I said, I worked hard and I earned it. Anyway, thanks so much for listening if you're still here. Thanks for taking the time to try and understand. That makes the world of difference. And for your support. And for those of you who do support me, really thank you. It means so much. I mean, this can happen to anybody. I mean, it's happening to me simply because I'm seen as an easy target in their eyes. I mean, come on. They must have thought I'm a really stupid little woman who kind of will take a screenshotted Word document as legal proof. I mean, come on. You know, I'm that stupid, am I? Freaking. Oh my goodness. Thanks so much for being here and you know, trying your best to understand the situation, what's going on, and so forth. And as I said, I'm gonna wholeheartedly make content now. And I don't care anymore about anyone. Nobody is my gatekeeper. Thanks so much for your likes, your shares. Do leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos. And do subscribe for more. And do hit that freaking bell icon because YouTube is screwed up. Anyway. Adios.